Jiro here from Umbra Games with the review of
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles!
Shredder's Revenge.
Released digitally pretty much on all platforms, June 16th, 2022, with physical editions on PS4, Switch, and Xbox One being released later this year, 2022. The game was developed as a joint effort between .emu and Tribute Games. I was a huge TMNT fan as a kid. Watched the 1987 cartoon every day after school, collected the action figures, the whole bit. Most importantly though, I remember pumping quarters into the arcade game and being thrilled when they hit NES, and even more so with the SNES release of Turtles in Time. Well, .emu and Tribute picked up that torch and started running with Shredder's Revenge, with designs based on the 80s Turtles and action heavily inspired by those prior arcade games. Shredder's Revenge has 2 to 6 player multiplayer, including local and online co-op. You can play as any of the 4 Turtles, Leonardo, Raphael, Michelangelo, Donatello, as well as Splinter, April, and an unlockable Casey Jones. There's a story mode where you drive the Turtles party wagon around to various stages. You find collectibles and hostages within stages by breaking specific objects and turning those in, and there's 3 challenges per stage for bonus experience for leveling up your characters. Arcade mode is the usual TMNT arcade classic take where it's just the stages sequentially with fully powered heroes. Now, it's been a while since I've popped in a Turtles arcade game, but Shredder's Revenge plays very similarly to how I remember. You have your basic attack button that can be hit multiple times for a simple combo, and you can jump attack. You can grapple enemies by walking into them and have a couple of throw options based on the direction you push with that following attack button, including throwing enemies at the screen to get them immediately out of battle. Shredder's Revenge adds a backflip out of combat as well as a follow-up attack with that. Ninja moves return, but instead of consuming HP like the arcade games used to do, you have a ninja power meter that fills up as you beat down enemies, but you can also immediately fill it with the taunt, assuming you have a few seconds of uninterrupted time, as getting hit while taunting will abandon the fill-up. When ninja power is full up to level 3, when you hit the special button, you'll instead go into super mode, doing bonus damage for that duration. I will say the nostalgia helped some of my enjoyment with the game, as combat was very simple. My buddy and I were actually alternating between this and Double Dragon Neon, and the combat in TMT just kind of felt overly simple. But that's what .emu and Tribute were reportedly going for, recreating that old arcade feeling. The number of enemies popping on a screen from all sides definitely helps keep the interest with the simpler combat mechanics though. I did find it a little odd that with story mode you select your difficulty at the very beginning and then it's unalterable. It would have been nice to up the difficulty level for a second run through of the story and maybe provide experience points at a faster rate for those of us that want to max out all the character levels, because it really kind of takes away the purpose of leveling when you have nothing to do with the characters after they're leveled, and you're just moving on to the next ones immediately just to level them. Your hit points can be replenished by finding pizza on the street, and you can also transfer HP to other players with a high five. This quells some of those arguments about who should get that pizza lying there when everybody's down a little bit of health, when the person that's lowest can just transfer all they have to another player before grabbing the pizza getting full life. There's also double pizzas, which can restore multiple players' health bars. The power pizza returns, giving the player that picks it up invincibility as they spin around, taking all enemies out in their path. Finally, there's an infinite ninja power pizza, which allows you to spam your super move for a limited time. If the player loses all HP, other players have 10 seconds to revive them. Again, has to be an uninterrupted revive. In story mode, you have infinite lives, so it's not a big deal, but in arcade mode, lives are limited. Graphically, this game is just a constant treat. The playable characters have so many unique animations and poses. Foot soldiers' idle animations as they wait for you to approach them are amazing too. They're taking a nap, they're going shopping, they're even licking popsicles. I mean, you could tell the developers and artists really had some fun here. Environments are just packed with so many little details too, and they're extremely varied. Boss designs tug at my nostalgic heartstrings too, bringing back some old characters from my mind vault that were there all but forgotten, as well as in a plastic tub in my storage room. I mean, I know we don't really go into beat 'em ups looking for a gripping story, but I did find the title Shredder's Revenge to be a little bit misleading. I mean, spoilers for that story, but it just kinda seemed like Krang's revenge more than Shredder's, and the final boss seemed a bit out of place, just shoved in for the heck of it. Overall, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge provides a great new TMNT arcade nostalgia experience with crazy multiplayer capability, a good roster of playable characters and fun bosses, beautiful pixel art from animations to environments, with a simpler level of combat mechanic than the ways beat 'em ups have evolved, a story mode providing collectible searches and challenges, but you can't change the difficulty on the save file once you've started, so you really have nothing to do with your leveled up characters. Rated as a beat 'em up, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge hits a 77 out of 100 on my true 0 to 100 scale, where 50 is an average game. This is Jiro from Umbra Games. Thanks for watching.